Today I am going to discuss about working principle of the solar power plant, how we can generate the power from the solar, and what are the advantages, disadvantages, and application of the solar power plant. At present scenario, day to day, the population is increased. At the same time, the technology is well developed. Present the scenario, the population is increased. At the same time, the technology is well developed. Those technology we can utilize. The electricity is required. The electric supply is required. That is, the primary source is required for the electrical energy. Now, the previous 10 to 15 years back, the technology is somewhat not developed that much. At that time, power generation is approximately equal to the power demand. Initially, that is, the power generation is less than the power demand, demand in the sense including the line losses, But after, before 15 years back, that is, the power generation is less than the power demand plus power loss. That is, the generation is maximum, power generation is greater than the power demand plus power loss. Generation is maximum, but the demand is less. Last 5 to 6 years back, that is, the power generation is approximately equal to power demand plus power loss. That is, more or less how much the power is generated, that much they can utilize the demand. But at present, the power generation is less than the power demand. Power generation is less than the power demand. But the generation is constant, that is either thermal power plant or hydroelectric power plant or nuclear power plant. The generation is constant, but the demand is increased. At present, day by day, the population is increased. At the same time, the technology is well developed. Those technology we need to utilize. The primary thing supply, the primary is required for electrical supply. Without the electrical supply, we can't utilize those electrical and then electronic gadgets. That is, the primary thing is required for electrical energy. At present, 95 to 97% we are depending for conventional power plant. The power generation, again, it is classified for two types. One is for conventional power plant, another one is for the non-conventional power plant. The conventional power plant, that is, we are used the fuel is coal, petrol, diesel, uranium, thorium, natural gas, so on, etc. That is, in the conventional power plant, we can generate the bulk amount of power or net amount of power at a time. We can generate the bulk amount of power or net amount of power at a time in the conventional power plant. In non-conventional power generation or non-conventional power plant, another name is renewable energy sources. Another name of non-conventional power generation is renewable energy sources. It is not continuous and constant power generation, and it is not generate the bulk amount of power at a time. In renewable energy sources, that is solar, wind, biomass, geothermal, tidal, OTEC, that is ocean thermal energy conversion, so on, etc. And here the fuel is available in the nature, the free of cost. In the renewable energy sources, the fuel is available in the nature, free of cost. It is not polluted to the environment. It is not polluted to the atmosphere. In renewable energy sources are solar power generation, wind power generation, tidal power plant, geothermal power plant, OTEC, ocean thermal energy conversion. But in this, the renewable energy sources, it is not generate the bulk amount or net amount of power at a time. At present, the maximum electricity we are depending for conventional energy sources, that is thermal, nuclear power plants. That is, up to 5% we are depending for the renewable energy sources. In that, the renewable energy sources, at present, the familiar two things, one is for the solar power, another is for the wind power generation. In major drawback in the renewable energy sources is it is not continuous and constant power generation and generate the less amount of power For example, we can take the solar power generation. The early morning, in early morning, the solar, where 8 o'clock the power generation is started up to, we can generate the power 4 p.m. But in this 6 hour or 7 hour duration, the power generation is not constant. From 8 a.m. to up to 10 a.m. the power generation is different, and 10 to again 12 p.m. the power generation is varying, and 12 to 2 p.m. again the power generation is slightly decreased, and 12 to 2 again 2 to 4 slightly it is decreased. That is in the solar power generation the power generation is not constant. And one more thing, the atmosphere is not same for the climate condition is not same for throughout the month and throughout the year. Based upon the climate changes, the power generation is also differ. The power generation is also differ. In cloudy days and rainy days, we can't generate the power with the help of solar power plants. But in the conventional power plant, with cloudy days and rainy days, anytime we can generate the power, that is the bulk or net amount of the power. As per the demand, we can generate the power in the thermal power plant, nuclear power plant. That is, if the demand is 500 megawatt or 1000 megawatt, 1500 megawatt, we can generate the power. But in the renewable energy sources, that is either solar, wind, geothermal, biomass, we can't generate the bulk or net amount of power. The bulk or net amount of power. But available fossil fuels, that is coal, natural gas, uranium, thorium, plutonium, these are depleted day by day. For example, you can take in the thermal power plant, the coal, we are dig one place, the fuel is completed. After that, we will go for the another place. Now, once the coal is utilized in the thermal power plant, it is utilized means burning. It will be wastage in the form of ash or unburnt fuel. It is not recycling. It is not recycled. But in the renewable energy sources, it is not destroyed. The recycling continuously. For example, you can take in the solar power plant, every day the sun rises in the east and sun sets on the west. This is continuous process and recycling process. And one more, the major advantage, it is not polluted to the environment. It is not destroyed the atmosphere. It is not polluted to the environment, and it is not affected for the human being, living as well as for the non-living organism. These are the major advantages in the solar power generation. Now, solar radiation received from the Earth's surface. Actually, in the space, the available energy is 3.7 into the available energy is 3.7 into 10 to the power of 26 watts. But it reaches into the Earth's surface 1.7 into 10 to the power of 17 watts. 1.7 into 10 to the power of 17 watts. Actually, in the space, the available energy is 3.7 into 10 to the power of 26 watts, but it reaches into the Earth's surface only 1.7 into 10 to the power of 17 watts. If you utilize the completely, no need to depend for the other energy sources. With the help of the solar, you can satisfy throughout the whole demand. Now here, consists of the two layers. One is nothing but the Earth's surface, another is for the sky hemisphere. Earth's surface, another one is for the sky hemisphere. This is nothing but the upper limit of the atmosphere. And the solar radiation is reaching into the Earth's surface. It is classified into three types. One is for direct radiation, or the simply it is represent for the beam. Another one, diffuse radiation. The next one is for the global radiation. The direct radiation means the solar radiation is reaching to the Earth's surface without observing any particle directly from the sky hemisphere to the ground particle. That is represent for direct radiation or beam. Another one, the diffuse radiation. Here, another one is for the scattered. That is, some amount of the energy is reflected back. It's receiving in the Earth's surface is reflected in the different direction. That is scattered. Some amount of the energy is reflected back to the space. That is represent for the scattering. In direct radiation, without observing any particle, directly it reaches to the Earth's surface or directly it reaches to the ground particle. That is represent for direct radiation. The another name of direct radiation is represent for the beam, without observing. The observing in the sense in the form of liquid particle, gaseous particle. That is, it is observed in the ozone or in the liquid form of the gaseous particle, anything it is observed, either carbon dioxide or nitrous oxide, some amount of the energy is observed, remaining is reached in the surface, that is represent for the diffuse radiation. That is the scattered radiation reaching Earth's surface. And the global radiation, the combination of both direct as well as for the diffuse radiation, that is represent for the global radiation. In solar radiation, there are three methods. One is for direct radiation, diffuse radiation, another one is for the global radiation. And the next one is construction and working of the solar power plants. How we can generate the power from the solar power. Here we can generate the power in the two methods. One is for directly we can convert the solar radiation into the electricity. Another one, we can convert the solar radiation into the heat energy, further that converted into electrical energy. In this, the diagram, the solar collector are used for flat plate collector, the parabolic, and then concentrating collector. Generally, the collector, the output, the temperature in 150 degrees centigrade to 500 degrees centigrade, 150 degrees centigrade to 500 degrees centigrade. For flat plate collector, the temperature is 150 degrees centigrade, but the concentrating and then parabolic collector, the temperature is 150 to 500 degrees centigrade. Here, in this, the diagram, they are used for concentrating collector, that is the temperature in between 150 to 500 degrees centigrade. In this, the collector, the solar radiation is converted in the form of the temperature. Here, the solar storage water tank. In this, the water tank utilized, that water is converted in the form of the heat energy. The water is converted in the form of heat energy. That steam drives the steam turbine. The dreams drives the steam turbine, which converts the heat energy into mechanical energy. Further, that mechanical energy converted into electrical energy with the help of alternator or AC generator. With the help of alternator or AC generator. And some amount of the steam is wasted in the turbine that collected in the condenser, again reflected back to the boiler fed water. Reflected back into the boiler fed water. But the system is the old system. Here the drawback is for some amount of the steam is wastage. Why they are preferred this method means the solar energy is not available throughout the day. In a day 24 hours, we can't generate the power with the help of solar power plant. On an average, per day we can generate the power 4 to 6 hours in a day. On an average, we can generate it with the help of the solar 4 to 6 hours per day, 4 to 6 hours per day. For that purpose, once this solar radiation we can utilize in the storage water tank, it converts in the form of steam energy. Due to that, the efficiency is increased and we can utilize it for, instead of 4 to 6 hours, we can utilize it for 5 to 8 hours. 5 to 8 hours. Here drawback is again required for the water mechanism, again the maintenance is required for that purpose. But at present trend, this is on the present technology. Here they are used for the PV panel. The panel consists of like array, n number of rows and then n number of column. The each cell, this is represent for the cell 1, cell 2, cell 3, cell 4. The each box is represent for the cell. The total is represent for the array. It consists of number of rows and then number of columns. And the each cell voltage, this is taken for the considered for one cell. And this is one more cell. The each cell the consists of 0.5 volt, that is 0.3 to 0.5 volt, and the amps in terms of 0.15 milliampere. 0.15 milliampere. Based upon the demand, we can place for the number of PV panels connected in series parallel combination. Number of panels connected in the series parallel combination. Now, in the PV panel, it consists of two terminals. One is nothing but the positive terminal, another one is for the negative terminal. Here, the top layer visible in the thick, the top layer visible in the thick, that is nothing but the negative layer, and the bottom layer is represented for the positive. The both terminal can connected in the charge controller. We can connect it in the charge controller. That is at present technology they are used for MPPT charge controller. That is the maximum power point tracking. At present they are used for the MPPT technology, maximum power point tracking. In this, the maximum power point tracker, which observes, suppose in this the particular point, the voltage is available, it tracks, that is with respect to the VI characteristics, with respect to the VI characteristics. Any one particular point, that is we can take IV characteristics, IV characteristics. In the particular point, observe the power, we can generate the power. Before the MPPT, they are used for solar tracking system. They are used for one small induction motor. Due to the rotating mechanism, a number of the drawback is there. To avoid that one, at present, the terminology they are used for MPPT charge controller. The output of the MPPT charge controller connected to the battery, because the PV panel, the output is DC. We can't utilize directly to the home appliances. Actually, we are for our home appliances we are using for AC electricity. Up maximum 95% we are utilized for the AC power, and this we can store in the battery. Again, converted in the form of AC. That is the DC we can convert it in the form of AC with the help of inverter. Inverter which can convert the DC current into the AC. Further, we can utilize for the load. Further, we can utilize for the load. Here, in this the system, 60% of the cost is comes under for the battery. 60% of the cost is comes under the battery. Remaining 30% is comes under for the PV panel. 10% is comes under for the charge controller, inverter, cables, so on, etc. Cables, so on, etc. That is the maximum we need to spend only for the battery. That is the 60% of the cost we invest for the battery. Again, in the solar power generation consists of two methods. One is for the on-grid system, another one is for the off-grid system. There are two methods is there. One is for on-grid mechanism and another one is for the off-grid mechanism. One is for the on-grid system, another one is for the off-grid system. In on-grid system, without battery, we can directly connect it into the grid. We can directly connect it into the grid. In off-grid mechanism, we can connect it to the grid. We can connect it with the help of the battery. In on-grid system, without battery, in off-grid system with battery. In on-grid system, they are synchronizing the parameter. Synchronization is three parameter. One is voltage, another one the frequency, next one power factor. We can match the grid voltage with respect to the system voltage, grid frequency with respect to the system frequency, and grid power factor with respect to the system power factor. Once we are matching these three parameters, we can directly connect it into the grid. This, the on-grid mechanism, in US, China, Japan, they are utilized for the on-grid mechanism. Their frequency is 60 Hz. Their frequency is 60 Hz. In 60 Hz mechanism, it will match for the frequency as well as for the voltage. But in India, we are used the frequency is 50 Hz system. We are using the frequency 50 Hz. That is the variation is plus or minus 2.5. The variation of the frequency is plus or minus 2.5 Hz. That is 47.52 or 52.5 Hz. The voltage is also for Indian standard voltage. Theoretically, we are studying for 230 volt plus or minus 12 volt. The variation is there. For us, we are receiving it is 218 volt to 242 volt. Theoretically, we are studying 230 volt, but practically we are getting 218 or 220 volt. That is in on-grid mechanism without the battery, we can synchronize the parameter and directly given into the grid. Here they are connected for the one smart meter. We can measure how much the electricity is generated. How much the electricity is generated. But in the off-grid mechanism, we will place the battery. The outlet of the battery we will place inverter and connected to the grid, or we can utilize it for the load. I will discuss in on-grid mechanism, that is the PV panel is there. And after the PV panel, we are placed for one charge controller. After the charge controller, they are kept for the inverter, which converts DC to AC and given into the grid. This is for on-grid mechanism. In off-grid mechanism, that is the PV panel and charge controller, battery, inverter, and then grid. Now, if you go for the fossil fuels, that is thermal power plants, nuclear power plant, it polluted to the environment. At the same time, the power generation, the fuel is required and maintenance cost is also more, the running cost is also more. But the main advantage in the solar power generation or wind power generation, The initial cost is high, but the running and maintenance cost is very, very less. Running and maintenance cost is very, very less. And the lifetime is also more comparing to the remaining other power plants. The solar power plant, the lifetime is more because it is not rotating parts. In rotating mechanism is there, the lifetime is reduced. At the same time, the maintenance is also required. In this, how they are generating the power means, in that the PV panel, the power photovoltaic panel, the material they are used for three types. One is for the monocrystalline, another one polycrystalline, next one is amorphous. For power generation, they are used for two things. One is for the monocrystalline, another one is for the polycrystalline. In monocrystalline, the efficiency is high. At the same time, the cost is also more. But in the polycrystalline, the efficiency is low, but the cost is also less. But in India, the maximum they are preferred for the polycrystalline photovoltaic panel. Polycrystalline photovoltaic panel. But in India, the solar radiation is very, very high. No need to go for the monocrystal. But in US, Japan, China, there the solar radiation is less. They can generate the power with the help of the solar power plant only 1 to 1.5 hour. 1 to 1.5 hour. But in India, we can generate it 6 to 8 hours per day. 6 to 8 hours per day. On average, can generate the power 4.5 hours per day. 4.5 hours per day. For that purpose, no need for the monocrystalline material. We'll go for the polycrystalline material. Here they are used for the PV panel, that is polycrystalline photovoltaic panel. Consists of two terminal. One is for the positive terminal, another one is for the negative terminal. The output of the PV panel is DC, that we can charge the battery with the help of solar charge controller. With the help of solar charge controller, or the simply it is represent for MPPT charge controller. MPPT means maximum power point tracker, to observe wherever how much is possible to track the solar energy. To track the solar energy. That is power. It is product of voltage and current. P equal to VI cos pi. That is the power factor, the cosine of angle between voltage and current. But practically the power factor is 0.9 to 0.98. But theoretically, we are assuming unity power factor. That is, we are getting P equal to VI. P equal to VI. As per the VI characteristics, at any one point is there. At any one point is there. We can maximum we can generate the power. That is, at this the particular point available. That is, with the help of the VI characteristics, this is V, another one is for the I. V and then I. We can generate the power. That we can store to the battery. Here the battery they are used for lead acid battery, nickel ion, nickel cadmium, so on, etc. Here the available is DC. The available is DC. But for us required for the AC energy, with the help of inverter, convert DC into AC. Further, that is used for the load appliances. If directly DC load means the outlet of the battery directly connected to the load. The output of the battery directly connected to the load. And advantages of the photovoltaic energy conversion. Actually, the main advantage in the solar photovoltaic energy conversion is the fuel no need for spend for the fuel cost. The fuel is available in the nature, the free of cost. The fuel is available in the nature, free of cost. And comparing to the conventional power plant, the solar power generation is, it is clean and then free from the environment. It is not polluted to the environment like carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, and radioactive substances. And we can operate this, the power plant, unskilled person also. Unskilled person also. That is, without highly skilled person, we can run the power plant. At the time of installation or at the time of construction, the skilled person is required. After that, only the single person can operate the power plants. And the major advantage in the solar power plant, another name of the solar is nothing but the photovoltaic energy conversion. The advantage is it is non-exhaustible device. It is non-exhaustible device and used for low power utilities. That is, can used for garden lighting, street lighting, and solar watches, solar ties, so on, etc. For amorphous, we are used for the solar watches, solar ties, and the calculators. And the running cost is very, very less. Running cost is very, very less. These are the various advantages of the photovoltaic energy conversion system. And the drawback is initial cost is more. Initial cost is more. And if you go for the on-grid system, the initial cost is also somewhat minimum. That is the 60% cost we are spent for the battery. And another drawback is it is not continuous and constant power generation. That is, during the night time, we can't able to generate the power, and during rainy days and then cloudy days, we can't generate the power. And not suitable for the all conditions. Wherever the solar radiation is available and open space is required, large open space is required. And if the solar radiation is not available for the particular places, we can't construct the solar power plants. And one more thing, that is, in the off-grid mechanism, the required battery for night times or else during cloudy days and then rainy days. Cloudy days and then rainy days. The main thing, it is not continuous and constant power generation. That is, in a day complete 24 hours, we can't able to generate the power. And on average, we are generating the power 6 to 8 hours per day. That is also not constant. Today we are generating, suppose, 150 megawatt. Tomorrow we are generating either 80 megawatt or 90 megawatt, or else we can go for the 180 or 190 or 200, 220 megawatt. It is not constant, and we can't expect demand. We can't expect the how much power we can generate in this solar power. But in the conventional power plant, that is thermal or hydro nuclear power plant, based upon the demand, based on expectation, we can generate the power. These are the drawbacks in the solar photovoltaic system. And next one, the application of the solar photovoltaic system. It is used for chemical application, thermal application, and then electrical application. That is the thermal application, solar water heating. Electrical application means we can generate the power. We can utilize it for the pumping of the water from the borewell and used for solar street lights and navigation purpose, communication radio, and then television sets. Here the power required is very, very less. Even at present, still some of the rural area, they are having without the electricity. For the particular places, we can place it for the one PV panel based upon the demand. For 1 kilowatt, the PV panel, it is sufficient for the one home appliances. For TV, lights, and then fan, for these loads, 1 kilowatt, the PV panel is required, and we can connect the charge controller. The outlet of the charge controller connected to the battery, and the outlet, the battery, will kept for the inverter, which converts DC to AC. We can utilize the load. And at present, all the highways and then roadways, they are used for the PV panel, because in the substation, in that the electrical distribution line consists of 3 conductors. One is nothing but the phase, another one is for the phase, and one more conductor is also the phase conductor. But in this, the 3 conductor, in this one conductor, the electricity supply is available only 12 hours in a day, and another conductor available 24 hours in a day. This we can use for the domestic home appliances purpose, and this one we can utilize for the street light and then highways. This, the line operated in the substation itself. In this, the particular line, they are operating in the substation itself. And at present, they are used for the solar power generation, because we can save for the environment without polluting. If you go for the thermal power plant, it polluted environment, it releases carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, sulfuric acid. If you go for the nuclear power plant, it affects the radioactive substances. Now, the PV panel, they are placed whenever the solar radiation is less than the 10.5 volts, automatically, with the help of PIC microcontroller, the sends signal to the receiver, automatically the light is switched on. And whenever the voltage is reflected on the PV panel 10.5 volt, automatically the light is switched off. Above 10.5 volt, automatically the light is switched off. Here they are used for the PIC microcontroller. Like that, they are writing the codings. At present, available the fossil fuels we can utilize next 4 to 6 years, that is up to 2032 or 2034. After that, almost all the fossil fuels are depleted, that is coal, petrol, diesel, so on, etc. But without the electricity, we can't able to survive. For that purpose, we need to search what are the sources available in the nature. That is, the sources available in the nature is the familiar. We can generate, we can satisfy for the demand. Two things. One is for the solar power generation, another one is for the wind power generation. A number of research are going on in this both technologies. Up to now, any doubts?